Hi, this is an astrological prognosis for everyone who is Cancer, who have their ascendant in Cancer, their sun in Cancer or moon in Cancer. I would recommend that you find out the exact degree and sign of your ascendant sign and moon sign by going to my website astrolada.com and seeing and experiment, going to the moon sign calculator or the ascendant sign calculator, because real astrology is based on ascendant sign. And the real astrology is based on the moon sign. And in the West, they have introduced popular magazines and newspapers have introduced sun sign astrology, which is not so relevant, to be honest. Real astrology, as I said, I repeat, is based on ascendant. So if you're going to listen to any sign or you're going to read in the newspapers any sign at all, read always your ascendant sign. And the moon sign is just as relevant, and then comes the sun sign. So I would recommend that you take the 3 predictions for the 3 signs, starting with the ascendant, the moon, and finishing with the sun sign, to have the fuller picture. And you're gonna see which one is most relevant. You'll start realizing that the ascendant sign is very relevant. So those of you who have their ascendant sign in Cancer, the sun sign in Cancer, or the moon sign in Cancer, what is the month of July gonna bring to you? Well, it's quite interesting, This is the month where it's your sign, when the sun is in Cancer. So you should be feeling invigorated this month, You should be ready to start the beginning of a new cycle again, to start new beginnings for you in your life, So some of you might be quite energized to finish with the old and start with the new, especially because there is a solar eclipse happening in your first house, Cancers. And the first house is the house of the personality, of the I. And where a solar eclipse happens, it makes you finish something old and start something new. So a lot of you will be putting an end to an old situation and starting anew this month. And especially it can be connected to your relationships, maybe ending a hard relationships that you've been having and putting an end to it and starting anew as single and invigorated beings again. If you've been, because a lot of you might have been tested a lot, because Saturn has been testing a lot of you. But Saturn is a planet that moves very slowly, and you were aware that you had to take very important decisions, but you just didn't have the courage, or you were too worried how it's going to affect everyone. And this solar eclipse now will really make you move forward with much faster than you wanted to. It will make you move forward faster than you have otherwise. It will make you take decisions, and if you have stalled in a certain area of your life, it can bring about changes that are actually completely out of your control. So you have to move on, and you have to change finally the circumstances. Quite often, because it's in the eclipses are happening in the 1st and 7th house of your life, it's something very personal for you, where you had it in your life, or 7th house is your relationship, taking finally a major decision to do with your relationship. It can be even the start of a new relationship or an ending of an old one, but there is like a crisis energy happening there, But eclipses usually give opportunities for major transformations. This is something that has been overdue, long time overdue, and it's time that it happens. So it's best that you accept the new and let go of the old. And who is going to feel the most these transformations and these changes? It will be those of you who are born on the 29th and 30th of June, or on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of July. They're gonna feel really something new is happening in their life, something new is coming, and an old phase has to finish in their life, like putting the end to that chapter. Or those of you who have their ascendant around from the 6th to the 13th degree, or who have their moon from around 6-7 degrees of Cancer to 13 degrees of Cancer, So as I said, you're making some changes, some dramatic changes. If you're resisting them, they will come from without, As I said, the people I mentioned, those degrees, they're the ones that's gonna be most affected, Whether it's personal relationship, I cannot tell you because I have to see the exact horoscope. But whatever it is, it's ending of something old, beginning of something new. you know. And I know your Cancers are really try to hold on to the things you have, and you like security, and you don't like changes so much, in the sense that you don't like to let go of old things, you know, because you're so attached to circumstance situations in your life, because you're so emotionally involved with situations in your life. It's this month, July, and probably in June, it's gonna finally help you let go of these situations, you know. If you're resisting it, it's gonna come from without, as I said. Otherwise, those of you who are born, you know, who have their descendant from 4 to 10 degrees in Cancer, so repeating, who have their descendant from 4 to 10 degrees in Cancer, for them actually it's quite positive for relationships. So they might let go of certain old relationship, but something new will come to them. There will be improvement in their current relationships. There will be positive developments there. Or if you are single, you can meet someone, you know, particularly those degrees that I mentioned. There will be some positive forward movements in relationships happening. Otherwise, yeah, very interesting month for you. Jupiter is in your 11th house, Cancers. And 11th house is socializing, it's networking, being with other people. But Jupiter will stay there for a whole year, and July is just one of those months where it's, you know, it's still going to be there. It's going to be there for another 10 months ahead, Jupiter in your 11th house. So you can be quite busy socially, involved with others, you know, enjoying yourself out and about, networking, socializing. But the whole year is going to be like that, you know, generally. So anyway, as I said, very interesting month for you, Cancers. I'm sure you felt it from June, because people feel the solar eclipses before that, and then it's going to be active the whole of July as well. So I'm very curious to see what new decisions you will take. Write to me, share your experiences, say what the eclipse brought to you. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.